Oh, hey, I'm Keelan. I'm a wildlife illustrator and future designer, and today I'm going to be walking through this giant sketchbook. It's a no-name brand just from my local art store, so I don't have a particular brand to recommend, but it's not very good paper anyway. It's not like a great sketchbook. It's just, I really, really like the size and how plain it is. So, yeah, so grab a tea or a coffee or a beverage of your choice, and it's going to be a long one. There's, like I said, there's a lot of pages to go through, so I'm going to be kind of going through a little bit quickly. So if there's anything you want to see a little bit more in depth or read any of the scribbles that I've gotten kind of etched along the sides, then I will have the full PDF version available down below in the description. So yeah, check that out if you're interested in seeing anything in a little bit more high definition. Um, yeah, so this sketchbook took me not a full year, but from October of last year to August of this year, so quite a big chunk of time. But yeah, I'll be walking you through it here, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. Thanks so much for stopping by. Hello. Okay, oh my gosh, I'm excited to actually be recording because I feel like I've been trying to figure this whole recording thing out for so long. Like between the resolution and my actual setup and the tripods, and yeah, what a journey. I did a little introduction video already, but my stickers are Rosie Hazelet, and these two are mine. And this is Carnivox, and then these two are just the free ones that you get with sticker mail orders. So, and oh, whoops, oh, sneak peek. So yeah, I like to start all of my sketchbooks with just a few goals. I'm not gonna read them out, but I pretty much accomplished everything I set out for this sketchbook, which is super cool. Um, so yeah, for this I had just picked up Prismacolor Premier colored pencils, so you'll see me kind of experimenting with them for the first little bit. Also, if you see, let me get the full thing in here. If you see like little word things here, that is me playing Wordle and trying to figure it out, so don't laugh at me, please. Here we've got a cute little owl boy with glasses, a little bookworm. Yeah, I was kind of obsessed with this idea for a little bit of like making a book of every single alphabet and then having animals that start with the same letter kind of do those corresponding careers. And I might do that eventually. I still think it's really, really cute. Daniel the Spaniel, super cool dude. And then me writing my little critique at the bottom, as I like to do. So this is me. For probably the first time, I tried to use exclusively colored pencils just to see how they blended, because I'd never used like high quality colored pencils before that. So I did notice a significant difference in the quality for sure and the blendability, but I don't really intend to ever do a full piece with just colored pencil because it's a lot of pressure on my wrist and I just take so much time. So Bloodhound Detective, because obviously, and I think it's still like January, or no, it was around Halloween because I started this in October. So yeah, I was in the witchy spirit, and I was also in the middle of this, not Inktober, but like kind of a Drawtober challenge where I was drawing something every day. So I was thinking about prompts for that, I think. Some more Bloodhound dudes. I still don't really like how this guy came out. I don't like his eyes. He looks a little creepy to me. But yeah, just kind of a little bit of everything. Hands, like sometimes I'll go in after the fact and just kind of fill in the little bare areas when I do some gesture drawing and stuff. So yeah, they're not always completed at the same time. Little snaily dude. Okay, so this is one of those prompts, the Drawtober prompts. And I can't remember what my prompt was for this, but I just thought of a really cute dragon kind of hoarding a bunch of stuffies. And I really like to draw frogs, so we got a lot of frogs going on. Little harpies. Oh, sorry, there's like some nips. Just ignore those. This is another piece completed fully with colored pencil. Wanted to try with a face just to see, because you get so much more control than I'm used to. I usually use like acrylic paint or gouache, and obviously you can get really, really tight with this. So I do like that. And then these underneath are just kind of really quick 30-second face gestures, I think, from the website called Line of Action. And anytime you see gesture drawing, that's pretty much exclusively where I'm getting it from, this website called Line of Action. I still really like these hands, actually. And then these are ballpoint pen. And every time I mess up with ballpoint pen, which I think I've only did like a couple times in this whole sketchbook, but I'll just put a little bit of tape over it and draw over it and fix where it's supposed to be. Another one of those prompts. This, again, I messed up the face, so I just kind of stuck a tape over it. I don't even know what's underneath, and I don't want to. And I didn't quite like this version, so I redid it. And his name is Boris. I can't remember his name, but his name is Boris. And they're out to hunt acorns. And we got some more feet studies here. And I had a puffin commission, so I was just kind of working on a couple thumbnails too in the corner there. This is not mine. This is a study of, oh, I'm going to butcher her name, Amélie Flaches? Sorry, it's a French name. Yeah, I love her work so much, so I just tried to do a little recreation of this one. These studies that I do aren't included in my scanned version of this, just because it's not my work and I don't feel comfortable kind of sharing it out of context like that. Another prompt, I had just seen Frankenstein in, it was like an orchestra, and they had the original, I think it was like 1931 or something, that black and white movie playing in the background with the orchestra, and it was really, really, really cool. And I had to draw him with this little flower. Some more gestures, working on the face. Started drawing with colored pencil, and I do really like how it looks visually also, and then that it doesn't smudge quite so much. More gesture. I like to layer them too, so I'm not wasting a ton of pages. Like I'll start with a lighter color, and then I'll kind of layer over other gestures on top with a darker one. And I think these are all 30 seconds. I like this fish dude. I think it's probably up to a minute at this point. Me playing Wordle again. I'm gonna try not elaborate super much on all these because it's so long and I don't want this to be like an hour. More drawings. These are all using reference, and I'm starting with like a lighter color of colored pencil and then going over and refining the sketch with a darker one. These, I actually did full paintings of all of these, and this one too actually, because I was doing this bird project, but I don't know if I'm going to finish it. A couple more scribbles. This ended up being a full painting on a wood panel actually. I think it turned out super cute. At this point I was working on kind of developing myself professionally, so leading up to this I primarily just did bird illustration, and I wanted to kind of branch out into more children's illustration, so that was me trying to kind of define what that would look like in a portfolio and like, yeah, all that fun stuff. And then I had a really huge revelation after I drew this. I thought, well, what if I made it a little bit more cartoony, but just kind of kept everything else the same? And for me, I didn't necessarily do this with every sketch afterwards, but I always come back to it and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's what I like. That looks good. More sketchies. Little people doodles. I tried to draw people a lot in this, and still kind of struggle with it. This one's kind of messy, but kind of playing with different creatures, again, documenting my life. Some sheeps, some crows. I really love animals and clothes. I find it very hilarious, so you'll see lots of that. Yeah, here I'm just trying to like draw something just as I see it, and then trying to stylize it here at the end. So these aren't good, but that's okay. They can't all be winners. And then at this point too, I had started taking schoolism classes, so you'll see some notes in the side of me just kind of listening to the videos and trying to make like a visual kind of note of it. You can read that in like all these other notes. You'll be able to read that in the scanned version of this. This is a book illustration class, and then this is, I think, Walter Tulp's, his expressive character class. More from that. And I think this is, ooh, I can't remember the name of the instructor, but Thomas Fullerty, I think it's one of his classes. It's called Indigo Blue, but I'm using orange, obviously. Just another quick gesture. So I'm just basically like filling out the silhouette with a really thick piece of crayon and then going over top and actually sketching it out and refining it. It's a good exercise. Trying to apply what I learned in Walter Tulp's class of like sliding the proportions around and apply it to my own kind of style, so my own rabbit. I don't like it, but I learned a lot. Just kind of playing around with some ideas and IPs, and then this is just me trying to test it with painting, and I even break it down. I'm very procedural, so I like to kind of write down the process that I take, just to kind of figure out what I liked, what I didn't like, what I should fix next time, yada yada. This is from book illustration, what's her name? Marie Harrell, I believe is her name. She, yeah, I absolutely love her course, book illustration. So me just kind of figuring out the thumbnails and the value structure. Yeah. I like this drawing still. The wolf. And this actually turned into a digital illustration. These are some more gestures, peppered in a little bit with some dragons. I like to fill the gaps with that sometimes. I turned this one into a digital drawing too. Yeah, at this point I was really into digital work, and I'm not going to say my whole history, but I used to do a lot more digital work, and I kind of got back into it at this period, and I was contemplating kind of not doing painting anymore and just focusing on digital work, but I do painting now. I do digital too, but painting is kind of my love, I think. Studies from Terrell Whitlatch's class. I was taking picture design. I took way too many classes at the same time in retrospect, but that's fine. Messy skeletons. This is more gesture. Yeah, so at this point I was kind of lost with where I wanted to take my work, so I just kind of resorted to a lot of studies. Which is, it's helpful. It's all done in colored pencil. It's funny, I do enjoy drawing bodies a lot, but I have a really hard time attaching heads and drawing the face in particular, so that's something I need to work on a little bit more. In perspective is obviously not a fan, but I have to practice it more. More hand studies, and a little dragon. More 30-second gestures. Yeah, if I'm going fast, I'm sorry, it's like 260 pages or something, so I don't really have time to kind of spend too much time looking at the individual drawings, but again, that scanned PDF is going to be available too, so I really like this shape here in the muscles. I think I did a good job with that, actually. Then a little dragon. So at this point I had studied a fox, and I tried to draw it again just from my imagination. So this is me drawing from my imagination, and then I looked back at the reference and I kind of made a note of everything that I did wrong in this drawing, and then I tried to do it again from my imagination, kind of keeping in mind all of these different lessons that I learned with that one. So this one is that kind of second iteration. Some farm animals. Monkey. Monkeys are actually really fun to draw. Yeah, I was in Terrell Whitlatch's creature design course here, so I'm studying fish. Super fun. I actually love this guy so much. I did finish him digitally, but I think I should paint him too. A little flying alligator dude. And actually Spike here, his name is Spike, I finished him as well. Yeah, this is a gavial. I think that's how you say gavial. Really cute little gators. I'm trying to draw the skull with pencil and then going over top with colored pencil. Very hard, surprisingly. Like, you can draw with that skeleton all you want, but as soon as you try to add some kind of muscle and flesh over it, it's like, man, this does not look like how it's supposed to look like. I'm just kind of fooling around, sketching out, getting a little bit more cartoony, and I think this page was actually really helpful for me. I realized that the eyes, I really like them to look as expressive as possible, so I started to really focus on infusing personality in my drawings. Trying to figure out the anatomy for the Dracatus. Also, sometimes I'll just write like cool animals and stuff that I want to remember. And studying some anatomy. Creepy orangutan baby. Microraptors. Yeah, I just kind of got into dinosaurs too with this Terrell Whitlatch course. Oh, can't say that name too fast. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of microraptors. This is the Mandarin duck. Super cool. Look it up if you haven't seen it. Love them. Such cool shapes. And I designed a creature based on that. I also did the full version of this, which you can find on my Instagram. More ducks. I actually really like this face. I think that turned out really cute. I like that more than the finished version, I think. Playing with some prompts. Kind of a rough page. One of many rough pages. Trying ballpoint pen again, and a little bit colored pencil too. Stop rushing. I literally, yeah. Trying to look at a photo and then take what I learned about anatomy and then apply it to a different photo. Really helpful. This is a reference drawing from Terrell, actually, so this is mine. Trying some people. This is a zebra woman, I think was the prompt. So it's more like a centaur. I really like this sketch still. Trying to figure out people. Oh yeah, this is a hummingbird mixed with a mouse. Actually, it's supposed to be a hummingbird and a cat, which I did do later on. You'll see it towards the very end. But it ended up being more like a mouse, so I switched it. More faces. This is still from Line of Action, and mostly ballpoint pen, and then a couple pencil sketches. Making notes of the things that I need to learn. I still like drawing ballpoint pen, but I definitely prefer colored pencil just because of the pressure sensitivity. More faces. I actually really do like how a lot of these faces turned out. So I need to find a way to stylize. I think that's really where I struggle. Stylize and then to put it on the body and make it look cohesive. Oh, that one, yikes. Yeah, don't like that one. And all this is just me trying to figure out that procedure again. Just a little mismatch. Like I would look, like this is a reference from Pinterest. I don't know who drew it, but I referenced that and then tried to make my own character kind of in a similar style, but without looking at it. I don't necessarily like how it turned out, but we're learning. More faces, more bodies. I'm trying to do a little bit of t-shirt design. Monkey, grumpy monkey. I like the shape of this guy's head. I think it's really cool. And this foreshadowing cow is really fun. I don't like this at all, but although trying to figure out the hands or like paws or claws or whatever of dragons and reptiles is really cool. I like those. This is a cute little narwhal character I was making. I want to do a full illustration of that eventually. Yeah, this is art block territory now, which I know I like to point out to make it very obvious that I am struggling, even though I didn't intend for anyone else to see this but me when I started it. Oh, I really kind of got into Wolpertingers at this time, and jackalopes. So this is, yeah, those guinea pigs are really funny. Yeah, so I actually finished all 3 of these illustrations digitally. Still struggling with the old art block, so they're not very pretty. So again, resorting to colored pencil. These are just gesture drawings, like studies. Trying creature design, and at this point, like, the drawings are okay here, and I recognize that, but mentally, I was really like jumping through hoops trying to figure out what I wanted to make, like what did I want my style to be, what kind of content did I want to draw. I was really kind of questioning everything at this point. And I remember, like, just looking at these, I think how I was feeling at the time, and I was just so lost, which is kind of sad, but I came out of it. Just kind of playing around. I actually love this little Frobbit. I'm obsessed. I did a full painting of him. So cute. Drawing birds. Birds are kind of my safe place, so whenever I'm struggling, I can just look at a bird and draw it and paint it and not have to think about it, and it's really kind of encouraging, so stop overthinking. Yep. Words to live by. More animal drawing. Lion. These are just thumbnails for another project. And this thumbnail actually did turn into a full painting of an eagle. More animals. This is work for another project, and then these are just kind of random creature design ideas, which when I do thumbnails, my drawings are really, really messy and rough, just to kind of get the idea down as quickly as possible, but yeah, obviously different than like how I normally draw. Normally my drawings, when I'm intending to just have a drawing, is way more kind of refined. But I kind of like the variety of having little messy ones in there, here and there. Little sheep chameleon, which is so cute. And this, which came out of like a little misunderstanding while I was playing Clue. I was watching a lot of Elden Ring, so I had to draw Torrent really, really messily. Evil hamster. Oh, this is, I think, when I started taking drawing requests. Yeah. So these are all kind of requested by people around Instagram. I still really like this drawing. I'll do probably a full illustration of that at some point. Capybara getting groceries. This is a fun one. You guys are so creative. I always think it's so fun getting requests from you guys. Tortoise. Owl. Harpy eagles are really cool animals. I still don't know how to say it. Thylacine? That extinct striped dog creature. I think he's really cool. Oracle frog wizard. Unicorn. I don't know. Just getting kind of tired of drawing at that point, I think, so the sketches got a little bit rougher. Sloth mermaid, still probably the best thing in this whole sketchbook, though. She is beauty, she's grace. Okay, I love this guy still. I'm gonna do a full painting or sticker or something of him. Possum riding a skateboard. Like, come on, I have to. And then this was actually going to be another painting. I haven't got around to it yet, but it's back when I first started Instagram. One of my very first posts was a really rough painting of something like this. So I kind of wanted to redo it with my current style and skill set, but I haven't got around to it yet. These were drawings from a Bobby Chu, what's it called? He's like a 90-minute drawing class where he just does gesture drawing with everybody, and these are just from that. I think they turned out super fun. I love drawing small dogs in particular. They're so, like, they have so much character to their faces. My sense of humor is not for everyone. These are mice, antelopes. I think they're really cute. Dog mermaid, of course. I I don't really like any of these. I think I was struggling with kind of a block at this point. Like, I had a lot of ideas, but my drawings weren't coming out very well. Although I learned how to draw snails in a kind of a cartoony style, because up to that point all of the eyes are really small, as they actually are. And they just didn't really work for me, so I exaggerated it. And this I turned into a full painting. This I also turned into a full painting. So see, a lot of these ideas, even though they look really, really rough, they do benefit me. Like, I can go back through and just kind of pick and choose the ideas that I like. I wanted to do Junicorn, which is when I would draw or paint a unicorn every single day for June. Didn't do it. Planned it all out though. This I painted. Her name is Mildred. She's a shroom snail. More drawings. I really like how these ones turned out too, actually. I found they had a lot of personality. So I think this is really the point where I looked at a reference photo and then I tried to exaggerate the shapes and cartoonify it just the slightest bit, both in the eyes and in the actual shapes of the body. But still relatively realistic. Like, I don't want to do full cartoon. And this is me again doing 6 different iterations of the same reference photo. So this would be what the actual reference looked like, although it's not a very solid drawing. And then I try to do more stylized and then push different features and see what I like and what I didn't like. I think I like this one the best, personally. Yes, and I totally recommend doing that. Anybody else trying to learn how to style their work. There's a drink that I really enjoy called the Dave Matthews drink, which is based on the band. It's like very tropical, so I wanted to draw a little chameleon commemorating the turn of the seasons. I think it was getting close to summer, or if not summer at this point. Me drawing a dog walk cycle. This I turned into a full illustration. I don't really like how this one turned out. I didn't want to throw it out, so I just kind of shoved it in here because I just drew a bunch of sketches from Lady the Tramp and All Around Company. I really enjoy those 2 movies and the stylization there, so I just tried to emulate it a little bit. These are a bunch of concepts that I won't necessarily do something with all of them, but certainly this guy, the same one here and there. I'll definitely do something with that soon. I went for a walk one day, and everything that I saw I had an idea for, and it was just one of the most, like, fun walks of my whole life. Even though the sketches don't look good. Yeah, I was so inspired after that. Me trying to sketch the frog and stylize it again. I wanted to try and stylize it and then turn it in space. And I don't know nearly enough about frog anatomy to do that, obviously, so that was just a train wreck. This gecko turned out slightly better. And then, yeah, this is like kind of a refined version of that tulip raccoon on the other page. And yeah, I really wanted to go hard into the whole cartoonifying animals, so had so much fun with this page, and I remember feeling so excited about my direction after this page in particular. Like, I think those shapes are really cool, and it's just kind of a good enough blend between cartoon and realism for me. So again, different day, but same idea. Still, like, I really like this guy, and this chicken's fun. This guy's really cool. Lizards are a great time, I'm realizing. I'm trying it again. I think this is a pine marten, which I love. This is just another job thing. And these are all from imagination. This chicken trying to stomp on a city, like giant chicken is great. I love him. Or her. I love her. Baby frogbird. I mean, what else can you say? And this one I actually drew live. I have the sped up recording of this one on my Instagram. And my TikTok too, actually. Because I am a cool kid. I have TikTok also now. I'm young, I swear. I'm 28. I'm not like, yeah. Anyway. I do an art, like kind of an art challenge, just self-motivated, where it's called Art Mammoth, and just a bunch of different things to help me learn and like keep me on track. So I wanted to draw Mr. Art Mammoth, making art of this cute little girl. yeah, just trying to, again, cartoonify drawings or cartoonify references that I'm seeing and create a little bit of a narrative. I really fell in love with narrative for this whole process and realized how important that is to my artwork, which I wasn't doing before. This is studying Hong Soon-sang. Her cartoons are gorgeous. I love her style, so I tried to just reference her work and then make something from my imagination, kind of using the same style, and I think it turned out really cute. Playing with that again. Lizards. At this point, I think is when I started to struggle again. Because I was trying to paint in the sketchbook, and the sketchbook does not take very well to paint. So I was very frustrated with this guy. And Birth Boy. I was supposed to say Birthday Boy, but I like Birth Boy. Baby. Chunky baby. And I love how these drawings turned out, but again, I struggled with this painting a lot in particular. I was really battling with, like, because I normally use acrylic and then I'll use colored pencil over top, and that's kind of been the way that I've been working throughout this time. And I had a lot of questions with this one because I didn't like how flat it felt. So I had a bit of a crisis up to this point, questioning everything. Which is a shame because I had made so much progress up to this point, and then I immediately overthought it and freaked out. Different dog breeds. I love drawing dogs. They're so fun and different. This is a study of someone, so that's not mine. This is me, or actually I did this first, and I really like how this turned out. So it's just watercolor and colored pencil, kind of focusing more on the texture. And then I tried to do it again with this guy, which I don't think was quite as successful, but still cute. Karate cats, or martial arts cats, I guess. This is a Draw This in Your Style of Mary Capaz, I think is their username on Instagram. So this concept isn't mine, but I basically just tried to redraw what they had drawn in my own style. But I didn't finish it. I got mostly done and then didn't like where it was headed, but I do like it now in retrospect. This guy I think is cool. I like the idea of just animals again in clothes, so I wanted to incorporate that more into my work because I really hadn't been kind of anthropomorphizing animals up to that point. This is for the book illustration class. I'm just kind of thumbnailing things. So yeah, I basically started that class and then I stopped it. Kind of stopped all of them at the same time because I got overwhelmed because I was taking 4 at once. And then I just recently got back into it. So I was designing Alice in Wonderland ones, and this is references somebody else's work, Nika Goltz. And then these are just a couple of chipmunks and a rabbit dragon or rabbit dino. Art block, big time struggling with this. Just everything, I didn't know what I was doing. Oh, this is from life, which was fun. I don't often do a lot of life drawing, but I totally should. Everybody should. This is a drawing of Chris Hong's painting, so this is not mine, but really cool artist to kind of learn from. She's got a really unique style. More studies. Yeah, again, so every time I go into an art block, it's okay, well, I gotta study, I gotta learn more. Even though it's not usually a skill issue, it's more of an existential crisis issue. These are all 30 seconds. Studying somebody and then trying to recall it. Mouse lemur, stylization. More creatures. Just kind of sitting outside and just making anything that comes into my mind, basically. Although I did do this one in a full illustration. I think he turned out really cute. Mermouse, love him. Crabs are cool and actually more challenging than I thought. Trying to draw flowerlings, which are my flower dragon creatures. But I'm not really great at drawing flowers, so I'm kind of having a struggle with that. Okay, so at this point, at this point I had hurt my wrist. So my wrist was sprained for 2 or 3 weeks or something like that. And so I had a huge kind of crisis not being able to create for that amount of time. So this is me kind of trying to test it out. It wasn't still quite healed yet, so couldn't do a whole lot, but I planned out illustrations that I wanted to do as soon as I was healed. So, and I purchased, this is all of Prismacolor Premier's 150 set. So I had this whole illustration planned as soon as my wrist healed, and so when it did, I went right to work on it, and it was amazing. And like having my wrist injured actually and not being able to create for that long kind of put me into perspective a lot of the different things I want to focus on. And yeah, it was actually a really good refresh for me. So kind of testing the limits of my wrist. These are mostly referenced from other people's work, and then I try to recreate it in my own style without looking. Really helpful. And then this is a little hatchling based off of Peanut Butter Julie Time, I think is their handle. I did a full painting of this one here. And this is pretty much when my wrist got better at this point, so I pretty much jumped into it like full force. Drawing, this is kind of studies for a commission. Trying to play around with more flower dragons, but making them a little bit more cartoony. Coming up with a few more concepts. I'm going to be doing a full illustration of this guy at some point. I like to do this thing where I'll go and just choose random animals in like a random animal generator, and then just find random images of those animals and just draw them. Whatever animal it suggests, I just gotta draw. And I got really lucky because it was the badger and the stoat. And then these were more, well, these aren't, these were all from my imagination, but these ones are all suggested by you guys. Gosh, I'm already at like 35 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna it's not too far from ending, so I'm gonna be a little bit quick towards the end here. These are more of your guys' suggestions. This is me just kind of studying other people, so. Sheep. Sheep are super fun, but kind of a struggle also, so I need to learn that a little bit better. I do like this little animator though, I think it turned out really cute. Frogs, always love frogs. Again, I love them so much, but I still really struggle to draw them. Their faces are just weird. This is me starting to plan for my Patreon, which will be launching on September 1st. Actually, I had a friend, Carnivox, came over that day and we started to do a little bit of gesture drawing together, which is super fun. And just if my circumstances are different at all, if I know anybody could potentially be watching me, then I get really heavy-handed. So all these sketches feel really like I'm just gripping that pencil really, really tight. It's so stiff. Yeah, it's like my style is there, but it's just really, really rough. All of this is just rough. Oh, I redid my banner for my website at this time too, so it was me kind of planning my website. Did a big update. Trying more fairies and little people. I hadn't really done people for a long time up to that point, so I want to try and stylize them again. I had a possum commission, which I just recently posted, and so I was trying to draw a couple possums just to get a feel for their anatomy, and then I just found these random photos that somebody had posted of a crow on Facebook, and I just love the shape of like a young crow. I think they look really cool. I did a recording of this drawing. I'm not going to flip everything around, but these are cool, like, kitsch sculptures. I've kind of gotten into that a lot lately, so I've just been drawing those. And this is a green heron. Really cool proportions. Look them up. This is me planning my tiers for my Patreon, so I went with the tadpole, froglet, frog kind of motif for the different tiers. I love how these two sketches came out. I thought that's really, really cute, and I love the personality in them. This was the sketch, the thumbnail, I guess, for that possum commission. Some dogs. I like how this deer turned out. And then, yeah, you guys, I actually did a poll where I had you guys vote on a bird and a cat. I had a selection of 4, I think, and you guys chose a ragdoll cat and a hummingbird, so I combined them. And again, I do want to do a full illustration because I think he turned out super cute. I like him much better than like the other one I did previously in the sketchbook. This is a little welcome drawing for my Patreon. And I love civets. They're like a really cool cat weasel thing. This one, the bottom is really faint, but you can see it better in the scan version. And then here is the finished version of that. I'm not crazy about it. I actually prefer how this one turned out. I feel like it has a little bit more personality there than this, but that's okay. I'll probably redo it again in the future. Just doodling. At this point, I was kind of realizing how close I was to the end, so I was really trying to kind of cruise through these final pages, more concepts, and I actually love this. I'm going to do a full painting of this. I feel like I keep saying that so much, but I will. I'll do this one for sure. Oh, I went to see a farm in PEI, Prince Edward Island, and I got to pet a couple cows, so I was very much in love with this little baby calf. And then here, the last 2 pages. This is me trying to draw a goat, but it does not look anything like a goat, so I don't know, whatever that is. And just a couple of random things I just literally drew to fill up the page. Although I do think these chicks, like angry little chicks, are really cute. And then I think the last page is just me like struggling, trying to draw with my left hand, and then testing out my colored pencils, so yeah. Yeah, okay, that's it. Holy moly, that was a lot of talking. I don't usually talk so much. I'm exhausted. Thank you so much for listening, watching, supporting me online. Everything's obviously super appreciated, and yeah, hopefully this video isn't too long, but it's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of drawings in here. And again, if you want to see any of these drawings, or all of these drawings in higher definition up close, and to kind of read all of the text that I have scribbled throughout, I do have the full sketchbook completely scanned and put together into like a nice PDF file that you can purchase on my Ko-fi account, which I'll have linked. That's somewhere here. And yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys.